This is EDM Weekly.
I am Garrett with EDMweekly.com. We are at Escape Together, a journey into trance, and I'm joined by Jorn van Deynhoven. Welcome to Toronto.
Thank you so much.
When's the last time you played here?
Once again?
When's the last time you played here?
It was in January or February roundabout, for the same promoter.
Same promoter, yeah. A similar lineup?
I think the lineup was with Craig Connelly and James Diamond.
Okay.
So it's a nice party.
Yeah. So you've been a part of A State of Trance since ASA 850, and you've been listening to trance since the early 90s. So what's it been like to watch trance grow and evolve as an artist?
So I'm listening to trance since the early 90s, and so it's around about 25 years now, and it's still growing. So it's changed sometimes from the style. So right now we have some psy elements also in our genre, but it's still growing year by year. So I'm really happy with it.
Does that surprise you in any ways?
Not really, because trance is something about your heart and feelings, and that don't surprise me.
So I follow you on SoundCloud, and you post monthly DJ mixes, your live sets, and free downloads. So as a fan, it's great to see you give back as an artist and provide so much music to the fans. So, but you also do Sundale sessions in the summers. Yeah. So can you tell me more about that concept?
Yeah, it's not really a concept. It was just an idea, because I really like also progressive trance, and I started Sunday sessions on a regular radio show. And yeah, it's the private music I like, you know. So I really like the stuff when you're sitting on the beach or in the lounge somewhere and listen to the sound 128, sorry. And yeah, I do right now 1 or 2 mixes in a year, just for the fans, for the music lover, and yeah, that's not a concept, but that's the music I really like.
I wasn't sure if it was kind of a side project or producing,
no, it's
but
not a side project. It's just a giveaway for the fans and friends and music lovers.
Yeah, it's great, because I find myself playing that in the summer, having a barbecue with friends, that kind of vibe.
You played yourself? Okay.
Yeah. So how would you describe your sound?
How do I describe what?
Describe your sound, your music.
It's banging, uplifting sound. So I try to produce, since Spotlight, a lot of club tracks. That's for me very important, because I travel a lot as DJ, and I had a problem when I played on A State of Trance 450 the very first time. Till that time I produced only uplifting trance, mostly for the radio shows, for the DJ mixes, and it was not easy to play this kind of sound in a big venue. And that's the reason why I changed my sound with Spotlight and Headliner and tracks like that. And yeah, so I will describe it with a banging, uplifting sound produced for the clubs. And yeah, it works very well since years now. Yeah.
So why do you love trance?
I grew up in Germany, and I listened to trance in 1991. I went to a club in Frankfurt. It's called Dorian Gray, and the resident DJ was DJ Duck and Mark Spoon from Gem and Spoon. And I was with friends there, and I was so impressed about the music, because this kind of sound I never heard before, also in my childhood. And I was so impressed about the people, about the feelings and the music at all. And it was new, it was modern, and that was the reason why I listened to trance. Yeah, it's all about the feeling and passion I have right now.
And I think as an artist you can see that connection playing out your music to big crowds, even in intimate small crowds.
It depends. It really depends. I really like to play in front of 200 people. I like to play in front of 20,000 people. So it really depends. So I think the trick is to be a good DJ, to play maybe in a club in front of 10 people, and you bring all 10 people to dance, you know. So that's a skill of a DJ, and I think that's very important to interact also with the people who came for you, and so it's nice to play in a club. It's also nice to play on a festival. Yeah.
So this summer, Armin van Buuren played your remix of Ramsterdam at Untold Festival in Romania, and it went viral. What was your reaction to that? Have you seen the video?
I saw the video. It was very nice, but it's also good to see because it become a classic for the next years. I didn't expect that, and it's also good for me and for Ram. And I saw the video. I was really impressed about the people. How it was the feeling. You could see the feeling on video. You know, so everyone was crying, and not only Armin, it was also the fans. And the funny thing is, 2 weeks later, sorry. The track went in a DJ, no, not in a DJ, in a sales chart.
Beatport.
In a sales chart again, in the top 100. That was really funny after 8 years.
Yeah. So what's it like having your track kind of get revived by something like that, and see it still supported so many years later, and so many people have an emotional impact?
It's a nice feeling, but I think that shows the quality of the music at the end. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's almost 8 or 9 years old, and the people still love it, and that says all at the end. That says all.
So the lifestyle of a DJ is often regarded as one of the best jobs in the world. So you're playing tonight in Toronto, and you have a 3-hour set in the UK tomorrow. Yeah. So where do you find time to produce?
In the middle of the week.
In the middle of the week, yeah.
So we have a weekend now.
So do you have do you produce on the road or just in your studio?
No, I produce only in the studio. I have my MacBook with me, Logic on it, and I'm working sometimes on ideas. I work it out then in the studio, and I'm also a few weekends also at home. I'm not traveling every week. Yeah, so I have a deal with my management to say let's pick the good shows, yeah, for me. And it's also for me very important to have my family life, you know. So to stay on a Sunday at home, it's also very, very important for me, because I was in the last years a lot on tour, and I had some health problems because of this. And so they took a decision then to make a big weekly tour, yeah, to stay then at home, to go then on tour, and to have then time to work in the studio. And I work right now on my album.
So how is the album going? I saw you kind of tease it on Facebook. So next year?
Next year's the deadline, yeah. I really hope they will release it at the end of 2018, maybe in the early 2019, yeah.
So what can fans expect from the album?
I think maybe an uplifting album combined with some progressive tracks, yeah.
How long have you been working on it?
It's very hard. I'm working right now on the vocal tracks, and I'm working with songwriters and with some vocalists. It's not easy because I'm very picky with my sound, and I try to bring the best to the fans, you know. So I'm not producing an album just for me or to have something out to go on tour. So that's my first album, and that's a very important album for me, and I think it will be a good album at the end. We will see. The people will decide at the end.
Well, I think with your music, everyone always can expect quality. Every release is a quality track.
That's for me so important, really important, because it's nothing special to produce a typical uplifting template. You know what I mean? So with a break, with a build-up, with a mainstream, and I try to be unique. I have my hand sign in each track, but I try to be unique with my sound. That's also the reason why I produce only 2 tracks or maybe 3 tracks in a year, to make the people hungry for new music. I see a lot of colleagues of mine who are producing every 2 weeks a new track, and I think that's, in my opinion, not the right way to go. So it's better to make 1 or 2 tracks. You have hits at the end, club burner, yeah. And not to produce a lot of tracks and you don't forget what they did 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So
it's a lasting memory instead of just a quick airplay instead.
Once again?
So it's more of a lasting memory than just a 2-week play and yeah, it's over.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going faster and faster each year. And as example, my last track was Rising High. It came in the summer this year, and the people asking me also in the venue today, can you play a Space Girl or a Superfly or whatever, or New Horizons, something like this, and the people remind this kind of track, you know, and that's for me important, that the people don't came to me saying, can you play the third track you produced in January this year, you know, so that's why.
So it's your first album, you said, and you've been producing for a long time now. Why now?
Why now?
Timing?
I got the first offer 5 years ago, but the thing is, I was a lot on tour and I didn't have the time, so I skipped this album then, and I toured a lot on main stages around the world, and then I became an offer from Armin himself last year, and he asked me if I'm up to do an album, and I said, okay, the time is no good for my profile, so let's do this. And so I have 2 years time now to release this. 1 year is over now, and 50% are done, and the other 50% I will do in the next months, and I think we have a nice album then.
Do you have any collaborations with vocalists, other artists?
Yeah, but I can't talk about this.
Too early? Yeah, that's fine. After years of casually listening to trance, this year seemed to be the year that I really dove into trance and listened to it. It was my most listened genre. And actually, your track "We Can Fly" was my most played song on Spotify this year. Okay. So what was your favorite track and album of 2017? Either of yours or other artists?
I was really surprised about the album of Jorn Albert. I really like this. It was really special. It's I have it in my car. I listened to it over and over again. Cosmic Gate was also nice from the technical side. It's great to see the album from Armin van Buuren as example. I really like the progressive album he produced 2 years ago. Yeah, with special mixes for his world famous hits by Martin Roth and like this. Yeah, that's what I like. So that's my favorite album. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time tonight, and I'm looking forward to your set.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We will see what's happening in 10 minutes.